Drilling Thursday is solving equations, and we've actually had a ton of practice with this since chapter 2 and setting up equations and solving them. So my guess is you're going to feel pretty confident with this, but a couple of tricks that we want to remind ourselves about, things that we don't always see in what we've done. So here's our first problem. It says solve for W. -4 times W minus 8 equals 7W minus 1. And if I draw my line through the equal sign, the very first thing I have to do is to get rid of those parentheses. And in order to get rid of those parentheses, I need to distribute the -4. Remember, it's a -4. So -4 is going to multiply times 1W. -4 is going to multiply times -8. I'm going to stay on that left-hand side and simplify this. -4 times 1W is -4W. -4 times -8 is actually a positive 32. -4 has a W, 32 does not, so we cannot combine those. On the right-hand side, 7W minus 1 does not have any parentheses. 7 has a W, -1 does not, so we actually cannot combine anything. We're going to drag that all the way down. Now that we've gotten rid of our parentheses, we need to get our W's on one side and everything else on the other. It does not matter which one you move. I would like to move -4W. And when you're going to move it to the other side, you have to perform the opposite thing. So in this case, it's a -4. We're going to add 4W to both sides. -4W and 4W cancel. I bring down 32. 7 plus 4 is 11W, and I bring down -1. Now that my W's are all together, I need to get 11W by itself, which means I need to get rid of a -1. The opposite of a -1 is a +1. 32 plus 1 is 33. -1 and +1 cancel. I drag down 11W. Now that the W is by itself, all of them are on one side. When 11 is right next to W, that means multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is to divide. Divide both sides by 11. W ends up being 3. As you're distributing something to be careful of, it was really important that this was a -4, which is where these negative signs came from. So if it's a positive number, you would put plus signs there. Second piece that just to quickly review here is how to write equations based off of a story. Alonzo sold t-shirts and hats at a festival. His total profit was $168. He made a $6 profit for each t-shirt he sold. He also made a profit of $54 from selling hats. How many t-shirts did he sell? A. Write an equation that could be used to answer the question above. Choose the appropriate form, then fill in the blanks with 168, 6, and 54. X represents the number of t-shirts. And if we look here, the difference in these two is a plus and a minus. The word, the word profit means the money made. So he made a total of $168. He sold t-shirts and hats to give him his total. Now we would have to add those two together. Now how much money did he make from t-shirts? $6 each t-shirt. And this tells you X is the number of t-shirts. We don't know how many he sold, but we know it was $6 times every t-shirt plus the money from the hats. We don't know how many hats, but they told us it's $54. So we're going to add 54. And he made a total profit of $168. So in this, we would choose the top one, 6x plus 54 equals 168. Then it says solve part A. So we don't have any parentheses to distribute. We don't have any like terms to combine. 6x is the only x that's already by itself. So to get rid of a positive 64, I subtract 54 from both sides. 6x equals 114. Divide both sides by 6. 19, if I'm correct. Double check my math on there. Then that would be 19 there. Biggest thing is to make sure you get your variables alone and always work the opposite operations. So you should have most of your questions answered. Otherwise, feel free to ask your teacher for the next section of your Thrilling Thursday assignment.